Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to bring you the review of the Boldr Globetrotter GMT, and this is a follow-up of the unboxing that I did a couple of weeks ago, and I just wanted to wear this watch for a while to see how it felt, to try and test it, and to come up with my conclusions, so positives and negatives. Before we start, let's do a wristwatch check, and I am wearing my Omega Seamaster Master Coaxial. Beautiful piece. So let's get back to the Boldr. Let's start with the positives. The brushing is very good. The feeling of heft and the overall feeling of the watch is of a quality watch. As you can see, I have removed the factory strap because I didn't want to cut it so other people can review it, and I have put it in my own Bonetto Cinturini vanilla scented rubber strap. Very nice straps, and it was a 22 and it matches with the blue, so that was a good touch, I think. Then there's little things that make this a quality watch. For example, very positive, the fact that the GMT bezel turns both ways. I think it's a very good thing to have added to this watch. As you can see, there are some watches at this price range and even more expensive that just don't include this feature. Let's take, for example, the Christopher Ward GMT, the one they came up with last year, that just turns like a dive watch, just turns in a counterclockwise way. Then there's the crown. Maybe I just got lucky, but this crown is aligned perfectly well with the Boldr logo. And it's just those little attention to details that make me see that this watch has been, taken care of. It's a very good movement, so very tough, very reliable, and very tested. And for me, it has been performing very well. I have been wearing this watch for about 2 weeks, not continuously, but it has been running continuously. And I'm happy to say that I have about +7 or about +8, which is very good for a non-COSC certified watch. Continuing with the positives, it's the fact that this is a GMT watch, and not many micro brands out there are daring to do GMT watches. And I think this is a very nice complication, and I'm just very sad that not many micro brands are doing them. They're just sticking to the safe bet of doing dive watches. So another positive is the design. This is a Marmite design. You either love it or you hate it, but you have to admit that it's a bold design, very much in conjunction with what the brand represents. Either you love those angular lugs, very well defined, or you hate them. But I believe that it's a big statement to be wearing this watch and to have made it for people who are actually pretty bold to put these around the wrist. It's far from being an ugly watch. I have been wearing it with my small 16.5 centimeter wrist, and well, even though it looked big, I think it wears pretty well for its size. So, following the high quality aspects of this watch, the back is well engraved. The engraving is not really deep, but it's sufficient, and it's done in a pretty good way. It's very well defined. So let's start with the negatives. Well, the first negative, it's going to be the last positive, the design. You really have to like these type of watches to be able to wear them. it's going to have, as I said, a Marmite effect. Either you love it or you don't, you hate it. And it's never going to be an under-the-radar watch. Another obvious negative for this watch would be its size. At 44 millimeters in diameter and 15 millimeters in height, it's a big watch. It's not for the slender-wristed in any case. And that may alienate it from a part of the public, actually, which is quite sad. I believe that if this watch had been, let's say, a 40 would be ideal. That would appeal to a lot more people. But I suppose that they went all the way with the bold design and the bold size, so this is more of a statement piece. Another negative point would be its bracelet. The bracelet is an old style and you need to cut it in order to resize it. The buckle, the ratcheting clasp at the buckle, provides a bit of adjustment, but not that much that you don't need to cut the strap. So you really need to cut it to make it your own size. And that, even though it was very common from very reputable brands for a long time, that is a bit out of fashion. And I haven't done it. This is a review piece, and I haven't cut it because, well, then the next reviewer, he's going to have a strap that is not sized for him. And if he's got a bigger wrist than me, then he cannot at all use this strap. So if you're trying to resell this watch, let's say you buy this watch and you're trying to resell it, the next buyer is going to have a tough time trying to size the watch if ever he's got a bigger wrist than you. That is a downside that needs to be noted. Another small negative is that the watch comes disassembled, as I stated in the unboxing. And that is not a deal breaker, but it has to be noted anyways. Another element to be known is pricing. This watch is priced at a bit over 700 euros or $780 US dollars, that is. So I believe that this is correctly priced. It's not either too expensive or too cheap. It's the correct price for this watch, this movement, and this level of quality. And as you can see, the BGW9 lume is good, very well applied, and it's even applied in the 24-hour bezel. So let's compare it to Seiko's Lumibrite. On the left, the Boldr, on the right, the Seiko Turtle Patty. And as you can see, the BGW9 is very uniform and with the bluish hue. It's very impressive, but not as impressive, of course, as Seiko's Lumibrite on the right, with the impressive green glow, very Seiko. So I believe that here we can state that Seiko is still the king of lume. So in conclusion, we can say that Boldr has created a nice timepiece, which is high quality, but that will not appeal to everybody due to its size and its design. However, I am certain that there's a niche market for these kind of watches that are mostly statement watches. The price is correct and the quality is high, it's good, and it has a little bit of details that make it a very high quality and pretty special watch. So if you like the design, if you like the aesthetics, and if you have the wrist for it, go ahead, this is the watch for you. Thanks for having followed the review, and see you soon.